versus me, Jimmy versus Jay at WrestleMania. Welcome to the most must-see WWE talk show in history. Welcome to Miz TV.
Hey, this is the Red Carpet Ring featuring TBK, the Turnbuckle King himself. We are here again for the WWE RAW live show commentary reaction. This is the Monday Night Raw for March 11th, and it was a good show. It's going to be the results, coverage, reaction, and highlights. Now, it was a very good matches on the card. And definitely telling the story of WrestleMania 40 going in. And, of course, for the bonus round, we definitely got a good one today. Now, I'm going to do this early on. It will be the WrestleMania 40 early card predictions. And that is the matches that are set right now that are going into WrestleMania 40. Night 1, night 2, it doesn't matter. I will give my prediction on that, so you want to stay tuned for the bonus round on that part. But other than that, we will cover Monday Night Raw for the episode of March 11th. And it was a lot of good matches that night. Like I said, if you guys, I will go over the match card. I will have that out shortly of what happened that night. But definitely a good episode. A lot of stuff that was covered and a lot more stories that have been told holding up to WrestleMania 40, which is April 6th and 7th. But let's see. Let's go over, before we do go dive into Monday Night Raw, let's go over the Raw March 11th match card, shall we? Now, let's see what we got on the card here. First, it's also the main match was the WWE Intercontinental Championship #1 contenders gauntlet match for WrestleMania 40, which will be Ricochet versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sami Zayn versus JD McDonough versus Big Bronson Reed and Chad Gable. Now, then we had the singles match, the man Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan, and also the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match, Kabuki Warriors, which is a team of Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Now that's the match card. Now there were, of course, other matches that were on the show as well, but these are the ones that were advertised for the Raw for March 11th, 2024. Definitely something to check out. These were good matches that advertised, but it's definitely more that were added. Definitely stories that were told. Like I said before, with that being said, let's dive in. Let's get into it. Also, I'm on X right now. Thank you for X checking out. After the Raw is covered on Red Carpet Ring, we will say our goodbyes to X and only cover the bonus round on YouTube. If you want to check out more of the bonus round, as I stated before, come to YouTube only. It will end on X after Raw review is done. So let's head off to beginning of the night. Now we have Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins kick off Raw. So we had these two. We know they had feud going on for quite some time. Now I know Drew McIntyre, he was saying that, Seth needed Claymore last week. Pay attention to him. Make sure you focus on him in the World Heavyweight Championship, which is the match they got heading in WrestleMania 40. Like Drew said for weeks, Seth has been focused too much on the Bloodline, too much on Cody and The Rock. He needs to focus on him, as Drew McIntyre is the one that won the Elimination Chamber match to get a opportunity at Seth Rollins' World Heavyweight Championship. And then Drew, he let him know you need to focus on him the championship. If you don't, it's going to be a way the World Heavyweight Championship is going to slip through Seth's fingers. So Drew has some good points. And then he said too, you know, he played with the crowd. What was said, crowd would if you like that took out CM Punk. So he's still going off that. Funny Drew's funny, you know, heelish, whatever he is. Tweener Drew McIntyre is funny right now. Very entertaining right now. But Seth responded to Drew. He responded him saying that you are worse than CM Punk when it comes to being a hypocrite. What do Seth mean by that? Seth meant that Drew was complaining about Bloodline and Bloodline, how they screwed him out of his, you know, his championship match against Roman back at Clash of the Castle 2022. But also what Seth meant was, you know, you won your matches due to interference from Bloodline, meaning his match against Cody Rhodes the other week, meaning, you know, the Elimination Chamber. And Seth basically told him, you will be more than glad that the Bloodline interferes in their championship match at WrestleMania to give Drew the win. And then he told Drew, claim on me right now. He said, since you're a coward, I'll turn behind. And he said Drew basically is not a factor. Ouch, he would give Drew. And then Drew basically walked out of the ring. He walked out of the ring. So now Seth was trying to basically goad him to get back in the ring. Drew's headed towards there, but he did not go in the ring. So this is going to be interesting what is going on with, you know, of course, Drew and Seth as they head into their WrestleMania 40 match for the World Heavyweight Championship. So this is going to be interesting. I can't wait to see what happens with these two men, especially with Seth fighting in the tag team match night 1. This will be night 2. And I'll get more to WrestleMania predictions later on. But we did have a match, one of the matches that was advertised. It was Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. 1-on-1 match, as you know, Becky put out the challenge last week. And this was a good match. Becky Lynch defeated Liv, but it don't stop the fact that Liv's been getting better in the ring. Liv's been doing her thing, and she's getting very, very smooth. Her time is getting better. Just her and Becky Lynch still had the best chemistry yet. They can't get there, but I know they had a match, they said, 2 years ago, Michael Cole said on Raw. But other than that, definitely good. Definitely good. So salute to you, Good Bread. Thanks for coming out. Now, I like how Liv did a smooth powerbomb to Becky Lynch, you know, on the apron to outside of the ring. Very, very good move. Very smooth, very timed perfectly. Very timed perfectly the way it was constructed.
Sunset flip power.
So yes, that was a good power bomb. Sunset flip turned to a power bomb. She definitely did her thing. I would say the future's looking bright for Liv. I do see her in the near future, not right now, because we know Becky is the one to be in the main event for the Women's World Championship title picture. But I could see Liv get a championship match for the Women's World title and even winning it later on, because they're developing her character right now. But this was a great match, and it was actually one of the best matches of the night. Very impressed by Liv, and then also the chemistry with that she was able to do her best with Becky Lynch. Time and everything was good. But, you know, I knew this would happen at some point during the night. I thought said it too, that Nia Jax's going to interfere and try to end this qualification, but it did not end like that. But somehow Nia Jax was a factor. What she did was when Liv and Becky shook hands backstage after the match, Nia Jax came in and attacked both of them. And there will be a match announced next week, which I'll explain later when I go back to next week's Raw. So she attacked both Liv and Becky. You know, then the officials had to break Nia away from them. But I know that right now Liv and Becky have a common enemy in Nia Jax. And Nia Jax still feel like she can squash everyone. But great chemistry there. But also, Even before this, we know that Rhea came out with Becky, had a good promo, but Liv came out. She said something to Rhea Ripley, and basically what she was saying is, Liv is it's so many words. She has not forgot what she's done to her, meaning what has Rhea Ripley done to Liv Morgan to put her on the shelf, causing her to have time off. She vows revenge against Rhea Ripley. She said, everything you have, I'm going to take away from you, just like you took everything away from me. So we cannot forget about, like I said before, I say it again, Liv Morgan is the wild card. She's the X factor in this whole women's world title picture, especially Rhea, what she did to Liv. We cannot forget what she done to Liv Morgan. Liv wants revenge. At some given point, it's going to be Rhea versus Liv. If Becky does not defeat at WrestleMania, I could see Liv being the next person in that slot. Do not count her out, because I haven't counted her out. Cannot forget that about Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan wants revenge, and she's not going to take that line down. She's coming for her. She is coming for her. So I will not forget about Liv at all. Other than that, between her and Becky, Liv and Becky, Rhea being champion, and Nia, I said before, it could go a 4-way match. That's what it's looking, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. Now, we saw later on too that Andrade was looking for Dominic Mysterio, and Dominic Mysterio, as we know, is off. He recently got married this past weekend to his longtime girlfriend, Marie Juliet. So, but other than that, though, it seemed like they're going to pair him up, Dominic Mysterio and Andrade, as we know that Judgment Day ain't going to be around much longer as they stay. They're going to break it at some given point. But I will say Andrade's going to pair with Dominic. They're going to have little allies. There'll be allies. Well, I ain't going to say stable, but there'll be allies, though. And, it'll be something decent, though, but definitely it's something to keep an eye on in the near future. I don't know when, but definitely I will say that it's going to be Andrade and Dom. They could even be rivals at some point. But right now it looks like they're allies, and that's where they're headed next with those two. But we'll know what happened next. Like I said, we'll see what the next move is. But meanwhile, other than that, though, I know Andrade did not have a match that night. Meanwhile, we'll talk about Kabuki Warriors, how they defeated Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. Tag team match, solid tag team match. Kabuki Warriors do what they do. I know Dakota Kai was the X factor in all of this. Dakota Kai had held Shayna Baszler's leg as she was trying to put submission hold on. I believe it was Kairi Sane. But other than that, though, they retained. They win. They're still the tag team champions. Now, I don't know. It hasn't been announced yet. I don't know if they're going to be defending those titles at WrestleMania, meaning the Kabuki Warriors. Only time will tell. But I do know that they have several matches since winning the tag team belts again. So we will see what happens next with these two, between who's going to beat them for the belts and who are the biggest challenge going to be. They already beat Chelsea Green, and for the belts they already beat Tony and Shayna. So we'll see what happens next with that. Now, that little match is Damian Priest. He had a little beef with R-Truth, and he defeats R-Truth on a one-on-one match. It's not surprising, but R-Truth was doing his thing, though. He did the 5-knuckle shuffle on Priest. Did the "You Can't See Me" all of that. Try to do the AA on him. But Damian Priest kicked out the AA. Other than that, though, due to distraction, Damian Priest came in, hit the South of Heaven, 1, 2, 3, boom. Damian Priest and Peace Our Truth. Now, also another highlight of the night. We had Candice LeRae. She was getting in on Maxine Dupree. We saw how they're going off the Maxine Dupree being booed. And basically, it's considered some type of bullying thing of her being booed. But Candice LeRae, they took advantage of it. I guess Maxine was trying to do the oldest move on Indy Hartwell. Candice said, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" You know, talking about her brother that passed away. You know, if he was alive, he'd see your disgrace. You have no wrestling skills. Say that's why they booed you, because you can't wrestle. You suck. All of that. So Maxine looked all sad, and then they took advantage of that, and Indy Hartwell pinned Maxine Dupree 1, 2, 3, and Maxine lost, and Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell won a tag team match. So they're really playing off this. I don't know where it's going to go, but it seemed like maybe Candice and Maxine going to have a rivalry, or maybe Maxine will have a big win at WrestleMania, have her WrestleMania moment. Maybe who knows? Could even win a Money in the Bank contract. Could even have a big win against maybe Candice or anybody else, considering her wrestling skills. But other than that, though, you know, that's what happened with that. Later on, another thing that was announced, I put this on my, I believe I put this on my short. I had a short for it. It's an announcement made by Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce. They had an announcement to make. The announcement is regarding the tag team division. Yeah, it was the best segment of Maxine and Candice. Was best segment. But announcement of Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis. This is over the tag team division. This is basically going to be a announcement is tag team qualifying matches. We have 3 Raw. It's going to end up being three Raw teams, 3 SmackDown teams. And one of the teams, of course, Damian and Finn tag team champions. But anywho, the other teams will be determined by these qualifying matches. Whoever wins, they'll have a 6-man ladder match, 6-pack ladder match at WrestleMania 40 for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. But these are the teams that's going to be facing off against each other next week. It'll be these teams here. So this was an announcement made, and I said before, hopefully they get. I would love for the tag teams to be disputed and have them back to their respective brands. Raw having their tag team belt, SmackDown having their tag team championships. But it seems like they're not going to go in that direction. They're going to keep them undisputed. Why, I don't know. We got stacked tag team division on both shows. Doesn't make any sense to me. I kind of felt like, I had a feeling like when they made that announcement, when I thought it was going to be good, but when it came down to that, I feel like Mike Cole. So that's how I felt. Other than that, though, that's the direction that it's going. Now, with that being said, only time will tell who's going to win these qualifying matches. But I know another part of the night that was good. I will talk about. Before we get to the gauntlet match, I will say this: we had another good part of the match. Well, another good part of the show, I would say. Another good part of the show that happened on Raw, that Cody Rhodes was interviewed by Michael Cole. Now, he had an interview with Michael Cole, meaning what's going to happen with the story, what's going to happen next. And Cody said he needs to bring the championship to his mother. He said he couldn't bring it to his dad because, Cody, Dusty Rhodes passed away. We know that. But he said he needs to win that championship, bring it to his mother, Michelle Rubio. His wife, Brandy Rose, he mentioned. He said that Michael Cole hired her. And he wants to end the story, and he shook Mike Cole's hand. Also, I mean, I like Cody and all, but when it comes to the story, okay, we get it. I don't want them to keep having this running gag with the story. We've been hearing about the story now for almost a year and a half. You know, it's been over about a year already since Cody won the first Royal Rumble last year. So I get it with that, but can they please stop with the story thing? We get it. I want Cody to be the champion one day too. But you know, we know what's at stake: the Bloodline, Roman, The Rock. I just don't want it to be an overdone thing with this whole story thing. But other than that, Cody Rhodes, great superstar, you know, everything. I definitely have enough, but the utmost respect for him. Only time will tell what's going to happen at WrestleMania. Now, we have the main event here. And the main event we have is the gauntlet match. So that's what we have for tonight. The main event was these guys, Chad versus Sammy versus Bronson Reed, Shinsuke, JD Madonna, and Ricochet's not on it because he was the first one out. So Ricochet was out there first. And as you see, he kicked off the gauntlet match. Later on that evening, as so many people got eliminated, it came down to two individuals, Sami Zayn, Chad Gable. Chad Gable was the last one to come out of the gauntlet, and Sammy, I think, was the third or fourth. But this was a great gauntlet match, and we thought that Chad Gable had him beat. A lot of people thought Chad Gable was going to win this match, including myself. Chad Gable wins. He's going to face Gunther. He had good matches with Gunther in the past, and I know that Chad Gable's daughter was crying, and Gunther made fun of it. Chad Gable won his redemption, and we even saw the segment last week between Gunther and Chad Gable. So we thought it was Chad Gable. He was closest to being Sammy, but we all know that almost doesn't count, especially when it counts the most. Next thing we know, Sammy gets with a roll up after, you know, Chad had the ankle locked in on Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn wins. This was a great match and a great swerve by WWE. Sami Zayn wins the gauntlet match and faces the right to face the Intercontinental Champion Gunther at WrestleMania 40. And as we know, Gunther came out afterwards, and this was closed out the show. We got Gunther. He said it earlier, whoever wins, good luck. But we gonna have ourselves a match of Gunther and Sami Zayn. But other than that, that was the end of Monday Night Raw. It was a good show. Very, very good show. Very good, solid show. I love the match. Yes, great swerve. WWE got us. They know it's room for Chad. They end up getting us at the end when we thought like, oh, Chad's going to win. No! End up becoming Sami Zayn. But Sami Zayn deserves to win. Congratulations to Sami. Sami, we know, has been putting in work since the Bloodline, late 2022, early 2023. Won at WrestleMania last year, had the Undisputed Tag Team Championship run with Kevin Owens. Of course, they lost the belts. Kevin Owens went to SmackDown. Sami stayed on Raw. And Sami's been trying to find his place. Stayed in interviews. And he is now found his place. Because he said last week a couple weeks ago, he wants to where's his place for WrestleMania on the card? Where would he be? What match he going to be in? Because he wasn't sure if he was even going to be at WrestleMania 40. But now we know it's official. Sami Zayn versus Gunther Intercontinental Championship match, WrestleMania 40. He won the right to face Gunther. So congratulations to Sami. Sami putting in serious work. And now it's face-to-face, Gunther and Sami staring each other down the ring. And that, like I said, very, very good. Now, next week match that was announced, one of them that was announced, we got the tag team qualifying matches. This will be next week on Monday Night Raw for the episode of March 18th. So this will be for the right to face, the six-pack challenge ladder match for Undisputed Tag Team Championship, who currently holds titles with Judgment Day. Also, another match that's been announced: Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax, one-on-one. Not any one-on-one. It will be a last woman standing match. This will be next week on Monday Night Raw. So I'm assuming that Becky's going to win this too, because Becky needs momentum heading into WrestleMania 40, facing Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Title. And hopefully there's no interference again. I like the match between her and Liv, match of the night. But other than that, for the end of Monday Night Raw, what's my rating? 5 out of 5. Great Raw. Great segments. Like I said, like the Becky and Liv match. I definitely like the Gauntlet match. I like the segment of Maxine Dupree and Candice LeRae. I like how they're starting to plant the seeds of Andrade Dominic Mysterio. We even like the six-pack ladder match that was announced. I also enjoyed the Kabuki Warriors in a tag team match that was defending against Zoe and Shayna. Great. And then, of course, Drew and Seth kicking off Raw. But definitely great Monday Night Raw for March 11th, 2024. It was a great Raw. This Raw was, a good one. Very good. I know they showed Travis Scott there. They show he was there at Monday Night Raw. I wasn't expecting to see Travis Scott there. But other than that, though, it was a decent, very, very good Raw. Very good Raw. I know I said a lot of good matches and everything. Other than that, though, that is the end of Monday Night Raw, March 11th. So, very good matches setting up WrestleMania. Very, very good show. Can't wait to see what happens next week. Well, at least, hell, I can't wait to see what happens on SmackDown coming up. Every night on WWE is great, whether it's Raw, SmackDown leading to WrestleMania 40. So, definitely good. Very good show. As we close here for the WWE RAW live show commentary reaction, we are going to enter the bonus round very, very soon. And we all know that the bonus round is about the WrestleMania 40 early card predictions based off the cards that is announced already. So we're definitely going to get into that. But like I said, it's only going to get better each week heading to WrestleMania. I know there's going to be more matches announced. Just for the record, I know more matches going to be announced. It's just an early card prediction coming up. So definitely something you guys want to look forward to. Bonus rounds coming up shortly. Now, as we get into the bonus round, like I said before, we got to say our goodbyes. We'll say our goodbyes to X. You want to catch more of the bonus round of my WrestleMania 40 early match card predictions. Basically, you have to come over to Red Carpet Ring on YouTube only. So let's say our goodbyes now. Let's head off to the bonus round and let's get it going. Let's talk about it. Who do I have winning each match? Let's get into it. I can't wait to talk about this because WrestleMania is around the corner, people. All right. We are here now in the bonus round. We're here to talk about WrestleMania 40 early card predictions. Yes, early card predictions. We got that going on right now. Now, we're going to go over match. Each match we will go over. And we will definitely see what's the next move going to be for the early card prediction. We'll go over each match and see what happens next. Let's talk about it. Now, I'll go over each match because we know WrestleMania 40 is in April 6th and 7th weekend. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it early bonus round. Now, when I do go over each match, I'll talk about the match, and I will also discuss who do I have right now win the match. Subject to it may change as we get closer to WrestleMania 40. This is only early match card predictions. So put it out there. What do I have as of right now at this given moment? Who do I have right now? So let's talk about it. The first match I will discuss will be the tag team match of The Rock and Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief, versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Freakin Rollins, tag team match. And for this match, which will be night one, I have The Rock and Roman winning. And the reason I have the winner winning right now because it only makes sense because if Rock and Roman lose, there'll be no bloodline, at ringside. But we need to have them win to spark up something between Cody and Seth, and maybe have Cody win and defy all the odds, whether it's bloodline rules or not. It may make the story that much more interesting. It's just something to consider. I think that'll be something to talk about. Definitely something to talk about. But I can see Cody and Seth possibly losing, and it may not even be a heel turn by Seth. It could easily be a mistake, a distraction, or anything. Who knows? Maybe Drew attacks, Seth during the match or something. Who knows? Who knows? But definitely, I could definitely see that whole thing going down. Is Rock and Roman winning that particular match? Why not? I mean, it'll be a good way to kick things off. But right now, like I said, subject could change. I have to see what else is going on because it's early on. But I could see Rock and Roman definitely winning that match and, kicking things off for WrestleMania for the match between Cody and Roman. So do not be surprised if they win. It could be a shocker. Everybody wants Cody and Seth to win, but don't be surprised if Cody and Seth lose. That could very well go down that way. Very well could go down that way. So only time will tell. But we'll see what happens next as it leads up. But that's my early prediction. I have Roman and Rock winning that. Now, what's next on the card? Sami Zayn versus Gunther for Intercontinental Championship. And I see Sami Zayn winning the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther has had the belt for over 600 days. And there's really not many more opponents he needs to face. There's nobody else he could face. So I could see him early. I could see Seth, maybe being down, but he could come back and just sneak in. We didn't think he could be a Chad Gable in the gauntlet match for Raw, but he did. So I could definitely see that happening. And like I said, Sammy put in a lot of work for the past year and a half with Bloodline, making that so much interesting. Feeling oozy. And of course, I know he got the tag team championship run. I know people are gonna say, Sammy, he had a title, he had a good run last year, with Kevin Owens, they won a tag team belts, but he didn't have a singles run. So this could be his singles run right now. He can have his moment right now. Why not? I could very well see that happening with Sami Zayn. But other than that, I have Sami defeating Gunther. Next match we have the six-pack ladder match, the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match. Who do I have winning this match? Well, I can say this: I don't see Judgment Day of Damian and Finn winning and retaining belts. Because let's be honest, they had those belts long enough, and we need new champions. I would say How about Miz and R-Truth? The reason I say because the whole story with Miz and R-Truth, how Judgment Day mistreated, Mr. Truth and everything. Him and Miz R-Truth had history as tag team champions. As a tag team. So maybe, they win the belts. That'll be their WrestleMania moment. Definitely. So I see Miz R-Truth shockingly get the win. Do not be surprised if both of these guys end up becoming tag team champions. I'm just saying as of right now. Do not be surprised if these guys win the ladder match and win the belt. It wouldn't be too much of a shocker to me. At least not to me. I wouldn't see it that way. But other than that, though, it would be something interesting to see. And not just something interesting to see, it'll be a good storyline. Because Damian Priest has the Money in the Bank contract. Senior Money in the Bank contract. He needs to focus on being a single star. And then, like I said, the whole Judgment Day is going to break up soon. Everybody can branch off on their own. So they're going to branch off on their own. They don't need the undisputed tag team belt anymore. So no, I don't see that happening. Miz and R-Truth to win, but I definitely do not see Finn and Damian retain the belt. Next match we have Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley, WWE World Women's Championship. Becky Lynch wins. I spoke about this last week. Politically, from this standpoint, they will have Becky Lynch win the match as she promote her book. She has had the championship in a long time. Let's be real. Let's be honest here. People who do like Becky or don't like Becky, she hasn't had the championship for quite some time. I would say 2 years, Becky Lynch said. So, with that being said, I would not surprise. It won't be a big shocker if she defeats Rhea for the belt and become the new women's world champion. It wouldn't be a shocker for that. Rhea had the belt, like I said before, for going on a year. She defeated Charlotte Flair last year at WrestleMania 39 to win the championship, and it has held on to since then. Currently, I believe it's 350, close to 360 days. So I know it's going to be a year. So I would not be surprised with that. So I would say that for this championship match, for Rhea Bayley versus Io for the WWE Women's Championship. I have Bayley winning. And the reason I have Bayley winning this match, the reason I have Bayley for the win, Bayley has complete the story with Damage Control. She started Damage Control turned on her, all of that, and she got to get her type of, her redemption for that. And the best way possible is to win, because we know that Damage Control's been flipping on her. Not just that, Dakota Kai recently turned on Bayley. We also know that she has nobody in her corner. Who knows? Someone may step to the plate, step up for her. Maybe it's Naomi. Maybe it's Bianca Belair. It's not going to be no Mercedes Moné, but I will say for Bayley and Io, those two alone, I would say definitely I see Io losing to Bayley. Let's be honest here. Bayley hasn't had the time in a while. Not just that, Io has been a lackluster champion. She hasn't been the best women's champion since she cashed in on Bianca at Money in the Bank. She hasn't been booked properly, and I would like to see a new women's champion. That champion should be Bayley. She's a babyface character, no more role model. This would be a good way to her kick off her babyface run by being the champion and win at WrestleMania, the biggest stage, following her Royal Rumble win. Why not? Let's give a chance at it, Definitely something to look into. So that's my prediction. Bayley defeats Io. Later we have Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Drew McIntyre wins. Drew wins the match. Now, when Drew wins the match, we know Drew could be a heel or turn a heel, but I think the whole Seth Rollins being involved with the Bloodline and everything, possibly turn on Cody, him distracted, he's going to lose focus on his World Heavyweight Championship, and he's going to lose to Drew, which will be night 2 of the World Heavyweight Championship match. I do not see him defeating Drew. Seth Rollins, similar to Rhea Ripley, had the belt for a while, close to a year. So it would be best for business to let Drew win. Drew has never been World Heavyweight Champion, and he hasn't been a heel champion. So that championship should go to Drew McIntyre. I would love to see how his run's going to go. And we know that when CM Punk comes back following his injury, since Drew storyline to CM Punk out, they're going to have a feud too. I can even see CM Punk beating Drew for that title. But we got to see what's going to happen. Only time will tell what's going to happen next. But definitely, I see Seth losing. And last but not least, we have Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Right now, I still got Roman winning it. Roman's going to retain the championship. I still got my money on Roman Reigns because Roman's scheduled to break the record of 1,474 days by Hulk Hogan. Roman's currently, I believe, 1,200 plus days, close to 1,300. So I don't see WWE having Roman has title that long and not break that kind of record. Besides being the longest Universal Champion, I could definitely see him breaking Hulk Hogan's record. And of course, it could change. Cody could win, but he might not. Maybe, like I said, maybe things change. We still got another month away for WrestleMania, a little under a month. Maybe things will change. Maybe we'll get a game changer. But I definitely see Roman winning as of right now. Or, even though he can feud with The Rock later on, which I still see happening, maybe Roman turns on Rock, and he still somehow managed to retain his title. Maybe Cody will win. It's kind of a 50-50. Half of me wants Cody's going to win. Other half feel like Roman's going to retain. So only time will tell what's going to happen when it comes to that particular match. We all know that they had the match last year. This will literally be Roman versus Cody Part 2. They're going to have a rematch of last year. Just because Cody won won a Royal Rumble this year doesn't necessarily mean he could be Roman. He could lose twice. Edge is the only Royal Rumble winner, multiple Royal Rumble winner, to lose twice at WrestleMania. Maybe Cody Rhodes follows suit. I don't know. But right now I got Roman winning. Just for the record. If it weren't for the record, I would say no. It's not going to happen. But I could very well see it happening. So do not count Roman out. He's still the tribal chief. He's still head of the table, Universal Champion. But we do know that Rock and Roman's going to have a feud, just like Seth and Cody's going to have a feud with the tag team match. Somebody's going to turn on somebody during that tag team match. Only time will tell who turns on who. But I do see Roman Reigns definitely right now, as of now, retain the championship. You guys let me know in the comment section if you feel Roman's going to lose this time or will he still retain. It could go either way, honestly. Roman, Cody, Roman, Cody, Roman, Cody, Roman, Cody, Roman, Cody, Cody, Roman, Cody, Roman, Cody, Roman. Who knows? Only time will tell what's going to happen with that when it comes to championship match. It could go either way, like I said before. I would not be surprised if it does not go that way. But Roman, like I say, he's still the champion, and he has to break the record. And SmackDown is moving back to USA Network. A good way to promote their champions. If Roman broke the record, it would be in September. SmackDown leaving Fox, going back to USA Network. I'm thinking, political-wise, promotion-wise for business, it's better to have Roman as champion if it comes down to that. But Cody's going to finish the story. He'll still be champion. I just don't know if he's going to win this at WrestleMania. He can win at another event, SummerSlam. Survivor Series, Money in the Bank, whatever the case may be. Maybe he does win later this year. But right now, it looks like they're going to have Roman still retain the title and beat Cody for the second year in a row. But the thing about it is, he's not going to have all that help from Bloodline the way he normally gets help. It could be a distraction to cause Cody to lose. Cody may not even be attacked. It could very well be a distraction of how he loses. So we got to think about that too. Definitely take that perspective of how that could go. So I would not be surprised if Cody loses again for the second year in a row against Roman in the main event, night 2, for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be. So only time will tell what's going to happen next. Only time will tell. So who knows? But I will say it's going to be a good one. Very, very good one of what's going to happen next as far as the championship goes. I'm waiting. I'm just dying to see what's going to happen next. We know that this is the match everybody wants to see. So definitely something to happen. But I don't know. I just don't know what could be the next move. But WWE, I know, is going to have a great plan up their sleeve. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be the biggest WrestleMania ever. The best WrestleMania ever. Let's not forget about that. And other than that, it's a good match card right now for WrestleMania. Very good match card. And only more matches will be determined. And I'm like I said, I'm waiting to see what happens next. I'm definitely waiting to see what happens next as far as WrestleMania card goes. Because we got 2 full nights and we have to fill the card one way or another. And it will be very interesting to see what happens next regarding this. But other than that, though, it's going to be fully stacked with WrestleMania 40, with appearances. I know Muhammad Ali is supposed to be inducted Hall of Fame. We got a lot of Hall of Fame weekend. We got Paul Heyman Hall of Fame. They're going to make the biggest WrestleMania ever, and I stated that before. And now these matches are going to make it much more exciting and much more better as a whole for WrestleMania. It's the 40th anniversary. We got the WWE 2K video games came out. Becky Lynch book. Raw going to Netflix next year. SmackDown going back to USA Network. CW is going to take on NXT. So definitely going to be interesting. And that's all I have regarding the WrestleMania 40 early card predictions. It's going to be a good one. Very good WrestleMania. You guys in the live chat and also in the comment section or playback or live, let me know what you think of these predictions of these matches going in. You have pitched to win these matches, whether it's a tag team match, singles match, whatever the case may be. Soon to views probably for Red Carpet Ring. One will be, should this be a women's triple threat match? The next video will be, does this marriage end? Until then, it is O-U-T.